contributors, 100 meetups around the world, and we're also a CNCF Gold member. So we're really dedicated to this idea of cloud native. And we have users all around the world. We were recently just in KubeCon China, KubeCon Barcelona to really interact with our global community. And kind of besides our rest of. But as I was saying, when we're talking about multi-cloud, a lot of cloud vendors already have kind of a gateway in front of their serverless functions. For example, IBM has their own, and it works great if you want to, for their use case. But there are times where you kind of have to think, hey, maybe I want to use serverless functions on both Lambda and OpenWhisk hosted by IBM. And in those scenarios, you don't want to have to configure two API gateways and reconfigure the author, the rate limiting, the logging. You can't have to do multiple things at once. So if you're able to abstract all that into your own API gateway, host it yourself, you can host it locally on their cloud system, on VMs. That flexibility is there for you. So I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to show you how exactly Kong is configured with an OpenWhisk function, and how you can go beyond just using OpenWhisk and configure multiple serverless platforms with just one gateway. Awesome. So I kind of detect everything because they're rather long, but Kong can be deployed in various ways. The kind of core requirement for Kong is you can deploy with a database or DB list. The DB list has some kind of limitation. So with database, you can configure with either Postgres or Cassandra. So, okay, there's already one. Alright, so we're going to just quickly configure, spin up a Postgres database. All this can be found on Kong's website. We have a kind of 5-minute quick start that walks you through configuring a service, a plugin, and a consumer. And once you have your database up and running, there's a quick migration you have to run. Just kind of prepares it for Kong. And within 3 quick steps, next up we have an official Kong image, Docker image. You can also deploy via Kubernetes. You have an Ingress controller, a Helm charter. You can deploy locally on Ubuntu, Debian. It's all the option of being flexible is there for you. So now we have Kong running. And what Kong does, it exposes an admin API for you to configure on the fly on port 8001 by default. So we do a quick get call on our port 8001. You can see that we can immediately see all the configurations for Kong. And some of the configurations include stuff like the plugins that are included by default. These are all things you can change. You can remove certain plugins. If you don't want to use a Zipkin or AWS Lambda plugin, you can remove that. And we have things that are bundled by default. All right, so once you have Kong running, you can immediately configure a service. So what I did is I created an OpenWhisk function, since we are at IBM's serverless conference here. And what I did is I'm just pointing it, saying that to my admin API, I go to the services route and say, hey, I'm going to create a service called OpenWhisk, right? I'm going to point it to the host of IBM Cloud, give it the port and the path, and immediately we can, oh wait, not really. Then once we configure the service, we can create a route so external people can consume it through your Kong gateway. So we are gonna, here we're gonna, same thing, we're gonna call our admin API, our service endpoint, and also now we give it the parameter of OpenWhisk and say, hey, we're gonna create a new path in your routes for /OpenWhisk. And just like that, we should be able, here we go. We can access the OpenWhisk function that we created earlier. That's hosted by IBM Cloud. So this is exactly what IBM can do for you as well, right? Like I said, you can easily use their kind of cloud functions and kind of secure it, log it, monitor it, and do those kind of functionality. And you can do that on Kong as well with the plugins that I mentioned earlier. So we have a bunch of plugins. that you can find on our website, from authentication, I'm going to be using keyauth today, but you want JWT OAuth 2, it's all available there online. You can just go to konghq.com/hub. And we also have other plugins such as for rate limiting, IP restrictions, Prometheus, so you can link it to Grafana for monitoring. So it gives you a lot of capabilities that you want. So going back to, we created our service, we created a route, now people consume it, but now anyone can consume it, right? If anybody has access to this, to Kong, the path that I created, the route that I created, they can easily kind of just spam it, and we do like, I'll show you, like anyone can, there's no rate limiting involved, so people can just immediately start spamming calls, and I have to start paying for that, right? So you kind of want to set a lot of the authentication and rate limiting in place. And that can easily be done just with a few kind of API calls to add an API again. So first the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add so we're going to do same thing. We're going to go back to our service route for OpenWhisk, and we're now going to say, hey, we want to create a plugin called for keyauth. And with that alone, you can see if we try to do the same API call, it immediately secures it, asking that we have to provide an API key. And to do so, this is where you can create consumers, which is basically the kind of users, and you can kind of configure every user to have different permissions, different amount of rate limiting calls, or even access to different routes. So not all users can have access to the same routes. So it really gives you that granular control to do what you want, to be flexible in your deployment. So after we created our kiosk, we can't kind of spam it with calls, and we now have to create a consumer, right? So what I'm going to do is we go back to the endpoint, and we can easily say, hey, we want to create within our consumers endpoint, we want to add a new user called upcar. So what that does is create a new consumer, it gives us an ID, and with that ID, we can now generate key or tokens, or if you're doing other kind of authentications, whatever token is necessary to do for the consumer to access that endpoint that you created earlier. So what we're going to do here is we take upcar's ID that's generated up here. And it'll spit back a new key for us, which is this new key token that you can use to access the API call. So API key, and if we do the same call again, and he adds the header, the API key within his header, the call works. So it's really that easy in terms of kind of securing your APIs and your routes, and you kind of have a lot of control over what you want to do. But that's not the end, right? Because if we do the loop again, and upcar wants to spam 10 billion calls, he's still capable of doing that because we still haven't created the rate limiting aspect of it. So going back to the plugin list that we have, we can still go back. We can add additional plugins to specifically the consumer. So I can say instead of adding a plugin to a service, I can say, hey, for this consumer upcar, I want to make sure that he has a rate limiting plugin in place. And there's a reason why there's certain times we want to add a plugin to a consumer and not a route. For example, if the consumer also wants to access another Lambda service that I create later, which you will see, that rate limiting will kind of carry over to that route, that service as well. So you don't have to be re-implemented for every service. All right, so here we're going to go back to the consumer, and we're going to specify for upcar, we're going to add a new plugin called rate limiting. And we're going to configure, you can configure how many times a minute you want to restrict it, hours, days, years. You use a lot of control. So we're going to say, with every 20 minutes, upcar can make 20 calls. Right? I'd say reasonably, fairly reasonable. So once we have that in place, we can try the same thing again. We're going to run through probably 20 times and probably complete it in 15 seconds. OpenWhisk is pretty fast, so that's perfect. And instantly you see the rate limiting is in place, and upcar cannot get any more calls within that minute. And it's going to tell you that your API reader has succeeded. So within the past, I would say 5 5 minutes, I was able to quickly configure a service from a fast platform hosted by IBM, and then secure it using my own gateway, and also rate limit the consumer without having to configure it through IBM. And that's not kind of throwing shade at IBM or anything. It's, if you want to kind of stick on their platform and use their services, it's perfectly capable of doing what this is doing as well, right? You can add consumers, you can add rate limiting, you can do monitoring, it's all there for you. But in the scenario that I mentioned earlier where, hey, I want to go also use, let's say, SES on Amazon, right? Their simple email service. And I want to use it with a Lambda to trigger that SES. Wouldn't it be more reasonable if I also just use Lambda to kind of run the SES calls? And I'd say, yeah, it is. And if you're using IBM's gateway to secure your original serverless, now you have to also go to Lambda. You have to write that Lambda serverless function, and then you also have to use AWS API Gateway, where you have to reconfigure parse, rate limiting, and authentication, and now he has to keep track of both. And you also have to keep track of both. So what we're going to do is we're going to show how, using a free open source gateway, you're capable of doing that, as managing 2 serverless functions in one place that are hosted in 2 different cloud providers. So first, came out real quick, but what I did is up here, I basically created a new route. So originally we had a route with a path of /OpenWhisk. What I'm going to do here is create a path for Lambda and basically configure a plugin to it. So we have, what I did earlier with OpenWhisk is I simply link the endpoint of OpenWhisk to the service. But you can also use what we have, plugins that we have built already. For example, we have AWS Lambda plugins, Azure, OpenWhisk, IBM, and also we have our own serverless functions that you can write with Lua and then kind of run within Kong itself. So instead of creating a service for the OpenWhisk, for the Lambda, this time we're just going to use the plugin. So the plugin here, you'll see that we're doing a post request to the routes that we created earlier, the Lambda route, saying that every time we hit this route, we want to trigger the plugin instead of hitting a service. And the plugin will give you, we have already parameters defined that you need to fill in. You just go to AWS, find the key, the secret. You also need the region, function names, like these kind of basic. And also you want to make sure that you forward the body request and also just make sure the request method as well. I found out if you don't do that, sometimes it doesn't detect it automatically and it doesn't send the right things. But doing so, this is a function I created earlier that triggers an SES and sends a mail. If I see the route configured correctly, if we hit this route and I give it a JSON with 2 emails, which is the emails I want to send to, a subject line and a message, it's able to trigger that Lambda and also use AWS SES to send an email to myself. There we go. Okay. So if you go check my email now, that plugin should there we go. So AWS SES is, I think, a great product if you're just kind of sending basic emails. And it has much better integration with Lambda than anything else. Obviously, AWS wants you to keep you within the ecosystem. But you're able to break that and not use AWS API Gateway by using Kong. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, that we already created a consumer for UpCar. Now we want to kind of port over his rate limiting and authentication over to the Lambda route that we created. So doing so, let's lose my hand. So we do a post call, and we say to URL HTTP. Routes, we create a Lambda route and we want to configure our plugin. Okay, so just like that, we configure the key auth plugin. So we do the same thing, the same call for AWS, that's secure as well. And we don't have to reconfigure our consumer because we already created one for UpCar. So doing the same thing for this one, if we pass pass the header in with upparse key, we will hopefully, yep, you get a 204. So just like that, you created one consumer to configure, to access two different fast platforms, one on AWS and one on IBM, and you can deploy this however you want within the Kubernetes, on Docker, locally. We support bare metal, so if you want to use it with IBM's mainframes, that's an option as well. So yeah, that's my demo. Thank you. And if you have if you need any additional resources, you can go to our website, kongh2.com/install for kickstart/plugins or the plugins hub, and we have a community forum on Discord called discuss.com.
Any questions? Yes.
This morning, there was a presentation at Node.js. Can we get access to those slides immediately? Or?
Yeah, we'll have access to the slides, and also we're recording videos, and so we'll have the videos posted as soon as they're edited.
So the basic value proposition is that Kong provides a universal API gateway.
Yeah.
And you're just replacing the API gateway for various providers of their cloud functions.
Yeah, because they're usually very restrictive with just kind of their offerings. So having that plugin in place, you can configure it to access the other cloud provider services and manage it in one place.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you guys. And we have a summit in end of early October. If you guys can join, that'd be awesome.
Thank you.